right, thanks everyone. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of Hydrogen, what we are, what we do, and then I'm going to take a bit of a deeper dive into Hydro, which is our blockchain product, and something that might be of interest to some of you here. And that's actually a project that I'm personally working on. I'm a blockchain engineer at Hydrogen. So I'm just going to take you through that right now. So to get started, there are three core products that we have at Hydrogen: Atom, Hydro, and Ion. Atom is a set of modular REST APIs that you can use to build a fintech application kind of from the ground up. So it does account management, financial engineering, portfolio management, things like this. Next, Hydro, which is what I'm working on. Hydro is a set of features that we've created on public blockchains that can be easily integrated into existing financial systems. And finally, Ion, which is our auto machine learning plugin that is still in development, but we're hoping is going to sit on top of Atom and Hydro and provide a lot of value to those applications which are built on the first two pillars. So imagine an app in any one of these kind of four core product areas: investing, savings, insurance, or wellness. We see Hydrogen as being able to help you at really any step along the way of building one of these applications. Atom can kind of lay the groundwork for your financial infrastructure. Hydro can be kind of an additional add-on for security, say, or identity management. And finally, Ion, we see as sitting on top of all of this, providing insight, providing curated machine learning models that are going to help you gather insights from your data. Again, from really the beginning to the end of the process of building out one of these financial applications. So with that kind of being said as a broad overview, I'm going to take you a bit deeper into Hydro, which is, again, what I work on, and it's one of the products that we've been very excited about recently. So early in 2008, we sat down and kind of were kicking around ideas about what we wanted this product to be. And kind of fresh on our minds was the Equifax hack of mid-2017. And I'm sure many of you know this was a very, very devastating kind of release of customer information. Over 140 million customers had their PII exposed. And this is something we don't want to happen, but it's something that you read headlines about every day. And so we thought, what can we do to help solve this problem? And public blockchains came to mind. So when we were thinking this through, we thought there were kind of four core pillars of public blockchains that could help remediate the kind of issues that Equifax was having, and countless other financial firms have had throughout the years. And those are these four right here. No single points of failure. By their very nature, blockchains are distributed global consensus mechanisms. There's no real way to censor them. There's no real single authority that can step in and get hacked, say, or lead to a breach of privacy. So that was a huge selling point for us. Decentralization. Public blockchains are permissionless, and they're very, very inclusive. This, really, there's no way to exclude someone from participating in a public blockchain, and that's something we see as having enormous potential for people in underbanked and underserved areas of the world. Third, transparency. Public blockchains are public, and that's something that is good and bad, of course, but we see it as having a lot of power to revolutionize the way that we see financial transactions, and really opening up the space and taking things from behind closed doors and bringing them out into the public. And then the fourth is immutability. This is what really allows business transactions to be held on blockchains. There's no one you can go to, for better or for worse, when you send your Ethereum to an incorrect address. There's no ACH provider that you can go to and say, hey, this was wrong, we got to roll this back. So again, there are pluses and minuses to these kinds of things, but it's a very powerful tool that you can use in business applications, and it's something that we're looking forward to leveraging. So with all that in mind, there's some very exciting things that can be built on blockchains, but how do you use them? We see our role as Hydro as interacting between private systems and public ledgers. So what we've done is built a series of smart contracts on a public ledger on the right side here. And we have a lot of private systems from existing clients and other people that are interested in partnering with us that want to integrate blockchain into their products. And so standing in between those is an API that we've developed that exposes endpoints which help you interact with smart contracts from a business API call. So this is something we're really excited about, and it's a pretty revolutionary way of interacting with smart contracts. It's a bit of a hybrid between fully decentralized models and fully centralized models. Again, we're standing in the middle here, intermediating between private systems and public blockchains. So what exactly are those products, you might ask? Well, we have 5. 2 that are kind of currently either released or in current development, and 3 that are coming down the road. So the first is Raindrop. This is an authentication protocol that is live today. I'll give you a bit of a deeper look in coming slides. Snowflake is an identity management protocol. You heard about that a little bit from earlier speakers. Of course, identity is you know, a kind of a fraught topic in some ways. It's something that is very complicated, and we're not claiming to have some all-encompassing solution, but this is the framework that we're going to be thinking about on-chain identity with. The third is ICE, which is a document security protocol. This is a core kind of area of financial services, and we're looking to bring that on-chain. The fourth is Tide. This is going to be a payments protocol built on a variety of public chains. It's still a little bit unclear what that is going to look like, but we're really excited and in the development stage for that. And then finally, Mist. This is where we're going to be leveraging ION and future advances in the Hydro protocol that is going to unlock kind of a series of insights and further analyses that are going to be gleaned from all of the 4 previous products. So let's take, again, a deeper dive into Raindrop, which is that first authentication product that I mentioned. So there are 2 components to Raindrop, server-side and client-side. Server-side is similar to OAuth. It's a way to protect large shared resources. Think about databases, APIs, things like that. This is directly relevant to, for example, the Equifax hack. It provides a public audit trail of access to these large shared resources, which ensures that really there's no way to kind of cover up or obfuscate these data leaks, and things are brought immediately to the light upon data breaches. Client-side Raindrop is aimed at protecting login portals, payment gateways, and other resources that have access to sensitive client information. And so this is think of this as a 2FA protocol that has increased security over, say, SMS 2FA, and increased user ability as opposed to something like Google Authenticator. And in addition to building these kind of core protocols, which again we're exposing via APIs to our clients, we're also building ancillary tools that help people integrate these products. So, for example, we've built the Hydro app. This is something we're really, really excited about. We just released it 2 weeks ago on Apple Play, on Apple Store, and Google Play stores. And what it does is it creates a secure key store for users on their phone, and that key store never leaves their phone. It's a way to basically provably sign your identity and broadcast that to the world without compromising anything in terms of security. So this is something that's very, very exciting, and we've basically built this as a tool so we can go out to companies and say, hey, you can integrate Client Raindrop today. You can just make a few API calls in your front end and just tell your users to download the Hydro app, and we'll take everything from there. So this is something we're really excited about, and this is an app, frankly, we're hoping we'll see the broadest adoption of almost any app that communicates with the Ethereum network on a live basis in the App Store. So this is exciting stuff, and we're very much looking forward to adoption of this app. So diving a little bit into Snowflake, which is our second product, the identity management protocol. I'm not going to touch on this too much because a lot was said already, and I'm sure many of you know about the state of identity on the blockchain. But what we see as identity is the ability to plug into different systems that provide some proof or claim of your ability to do or say something. So this is kind of a very modular framework that we've built. It doesn't really take a stance. It's not very opinionated on what exactly an identity is, but it lets you securely and in a kind of permissionless manner attest to various facts about yourself, and lets third parties come in and say, that's true, that's not true. So it avoids replicating a lot of KYC AML, email verification frameworks, and we're seeing this as, again, something that's really, really plug and play with a lot of different systems out there, governmental, private, financial. So this is something that we're very excited about, and it's going to see a lot of development going forward. And so, I've been talking a lot about decentralization, but then I also just told you about all these apps we're developing. And so, we really are kind of committed to this, vision of a decentralized world. And of course, we can't do all of this on our own. So what we've done is we've created this community development program, which we're calling HCDP. And this is basically a way for us to kind of welcome developers with open arms and tell them to get involved. And we've had an incredible amount of support from our community. We basically publish tasks on GitHub related to development tasks that we'd like to see accomplished. These are related to our core products, SDKs, integrations with other existing APIs, other protocols, things like that. And people have been very, very excited to get involved. So today, any of you can go on GitHub and sign up for one of these tasks. And again, we've seen a real outpouring of support from the community. And I think that's a testament to how exciting this kind of work is, and a testament to how potentially influential these products could be. And of course, we do have a core team, of which I'm a member, and we're based in New York. But we also have a kind of global system of ambassadors, and we're calling these decentralization ambassadors. These are people around the world that are technologists, they're businessmen, they're entrepreneurs, and they're very, very excited about what hydrogen is doing. And so through kind of the medium of the HCDP program that I just mentioned, as well as the kind of the roadmap that we've laid out for our products, these are people that are going to be help shepherding and steering the program to its completion. And so we're very, very excited about this. I think it fits very nicely into our kind of global decentralized vision for what hydrogen is going to be. And so that's something to, again, to look out for. And if you're interested in partnering with us or partnering with them in a particular country, say, those are resources that you'll be able to draw on. Finally, I did mention the core Hydro team. That's me on the bottom from the second from the left, and a couple of other of the core members. I won't go through them all. These pictures are on our website. But this is the kind of the core team that, again, since early 2018 has been working on all of these products that I've been talking about. And again, it's something we're really, really excited about. We see a lot of potential in this space. Again, we just really want to bridge the gap between private systems, public blockchains. We have a lot of partners. We think that this is kind of a step in the right direction, and it's going to make a lot of people's lives potentially safer and more interesting. So with that being said, you can reach us at any of these following links, and I think if we have any time left, I can take a few questions. Great. Thank you. Thank you. In the front. Yeah, that's right. And so the way it works is we've built a series of smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. And those smart contracts set a series of rules which kind of delineate how the system is going to respond, for example, to authentication attempts. And rather than saying to companies, you can just use these smart contracts directly and just kind of throwing them out there in the wild, we built an API that intermediates between the companies and the smart contracts. And so the companies can just call a simple API endpoint, and that API endpoint manages the interactions with the blockchain. And so that's the kind of the way that we see a lot of companies being more willing to integrate blockchain into their existing systems than, for example, writing a whole new tech stack that is going to interface with smart contracts directly. That's right. So the benefit as well of something like this, where an API is standing in the middle between public ledgers and private systems, is that we're actually agnostic of blockchain. So in particular, we're using Ethereum right now, but that could change down the road, and there'd be really no disruption to our end users. And that's something that is very, very exciting to us. We're evaluating a lot of alternatives. If down the road Ethereum doesn't end up being the smart contract blockchain, then we will switch, and that's something that we're going to make very clear, of course, to our end users. But because they're intermediating their calls through an API, they won't really see that change at all, and it won't affect them in any way because it's really all done in the back end. Yes.
I saw on your LinkedIn.
That's right.
A centralized system.
That's right. I saw the light. I saw the light. So I worked for 2 years as a research analyst at the Federal Reserve. And I think that gave me a great background into really the inner workings of our monetary system, and the good and the bad, frankly. And so I think it just gave me a perspective on what I want to see from financial systems in the future. And I think that hydrogen is really it's very practical in a lot of ways. We're working with real companies right now. We have actual clients, and so I'm very practical in that sense, and that comes from kind of my background at the Fed and being an economist and kind of hard-headed in some ways. But I also have a lot of ideas about what I want the world to be like, and I think that the blockchains have a lot of promise. But a lot of work to do as well in terms of getting to that end state. So I think, again, we're just really trying to bridge that gap and take the world as it stands today and kind of give people tools to transform their companies, their products in just those little ways that's going to make things a little bit more decentralized, more open, things like that. So that's where I see the world going. All right, if there's no more questions, I'll wrap it up.
Thanks, everyone.